Yo.
What is up,
Yo.
all you beautiful people? Welcome back to the Yelling at Birds podcast.
Yelling at Birds.
My name
That's what we do.
is Moose. I'm here with my co-host, the ever
Yak.
so handsome Yak.
Yep. Ever so handsome Yak. That's me. That's what they called me.
And we're diving right into, what is it, Yak? Week 4 of college football next week?
That's what they say. Week 4.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I agree with them or not, but I think for the sake of this episode, we will say week 4.
It is debatable. I understand.
Yes.
But, yeah. Week 4 of college football. We have some great games this weekend. We had some awesome games last week.
Surprisingly, week 2, I didn't think it'd be that big of a banger, but it was.
Right? It was kind of crazy.
It's that NIL. It's the NIL money.
Oh, for sure.
Evening out games that shouldn't be even.
Speaking of, a little breakdown of last weekend. Arch Manning coming in for UT.
We're doing that one first, huh?
No. We're just giving a little high-level overview.
Okay.
Arch Manning coming in for UT. Georgia almost losing to Kentucky. That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Right, we didn't see that one coming. What else we got?
No, we did not.
What else happened this past weekend?
We got Alabama surprisingly looking – well, not surprised. I did call this, but they came in, looked decent. Didn't look decent before that.
Alabama really did surprise me this past weekend. They did great.
I think we both called Tulane beating OU, and that did not happen. OU showed up and played, and they beat Tulane semi-convincingly.
That was a heartbreaker for me.
It was a heartbreaker.
Tulane was in it till the very end. Come on, guys.
They did not look in it at the beginning, though.
At the beginning?
Yeah. But at halftime, OU was smoking them.
Am I crazy? Were they not winning the game?
No.
Am I thinking of Missouri and what's it? No, that was 2 weekends ago. Yeah, my bad.
I don't know what you're thinking of, but Tulane was definitely losing convincingly against OU at halftime.
So they had a little bit of comeback at the end.
Yeah, it was closer than we expected whenever we talked at halftime. So yeah, which one of those are we starting first with?
Well,
we also guys, at least I went 3 for 4 in my called games last week. OU, Tulane being the only.
Well, I really wanted Wisconsin to beat Alabama. That wasn't even fucking close.
Did you call that though, or did you just want it?
No, I had Alabama winning that game.
Yeah. It all depended on how Alabama looked. Like, I think we said last week, they had all the tools they needed. They just had to show up and play. They either are going to show up with the 120 yards of penalties, Alabama, or they're going to show up like the last 7 minutes of the game that they played against
South Florida.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And they definitely showed up like a strong Alabama team, showing that they deserve to be where they're at, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But after this weekend, moving into the top 12 after a weekend full of crazy games, we have a shakeup at number 1. New number 1.
Oh, you want me to say it?
Yeah.
Guys, the new number 1, surprisingly, based off the Georgia performance, is Texas moving in to number 1 after creaming UTSA. They thinned them out into a thin cream and applied them over a bagel and just ate them.
R.I.P. my Roadrunners fans. It was a crazy game. And how many number 1 teams in the country have you been like questioning who should be a starting quarterback? Right? Like,
UT is deep in a lot of ways.
What a great spot to be in.
Yeah. I mean, UT has to be the deepest team in the league.
Yeah.
They are on running back 3 to 5 now, still winning games. They played with QB2 last weekend. They're fucking crazy. The receiving core is still healthy, but everyone else, I mean, it's insane they can still perform the way they are.
Dude, yeah, they're killing it, man. Their second string can go on to the playoffs, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to see, well, I guess I wouldn't love to see some secondary receivers, but so far, very impressed.
Yeah. All right. At number 2, we have Georgia with a crazy game against Kentucky. What were you saying about Kentucky's defense? This shocked me when you told me this.
Yeah, I think Kentucky, I might be wrong on this, but I think Kentucky is ranked number 10 for defense. And that kind of showed itself in Georgia. They held them to how many points did Georgia have at the end of that?
Very low scoring. Like,
Was it?
Was it single digits?
No, it was like 14-13 or
14-13? It was a 1-point game.
Yeah, it was a 1-point game, whatever it was. Maybe it was 15-14.
Yeah, 15,
Hannah,
14,
please
something.
post the score right here on my finger.
Yes,
after
right here.
the podcast. Guys, we actually watched this game. I think we were both too drunk to remember exactly what happened, but I do remember it being surprisingly close.
It was pretty close. Yak had a very great night.
Yeah.
He got a little distracted during the game watching.
I was definitely distracted.
Not of his choice. Yak is a very wanted man.
No. Yeah. I can't. The whole second half of that is a little hazy for me.
By hazy, he means he didn't watch a second of it. This guy was.
I really didn't watch.
This guy was munching, dude.
Yeah. Good food where I was at.
Good food. Oh, that's that what they call it nowadays?
I ate good that night. Anyways, let's move on.
And moving on, number 3, holding strong at Ohio State, who isn't going to move a goddamn step.
No,
considering
who
they don't
play this week.
Shit.
Are they playing a Cardinal Direction team?
They're playing
or Central.
They're playing Corpus Christi High School this week.
Oh yeah. You know, I heard they're good. I think they're what do they classify high school teams as? 6A?
Yes,
I think they're 6A.
They're actually
team,
5A, and they're
5A. Wow.
Yeah, and they're lined up middle of the pack compared to OSU's current schedule. So
okay, middle
should be
of
a
the
great
pack.
game.
Yeah. Well, OSU definitely deserves to be a number 3, considering they played nobody but Michigan their entire year.
Yeah, and they lose every fucking year.
And they normally lose. But you know what you can count on? They're always ranked in the top 5 at the beginning of every year, no matter what.
Always.
And
always the team that disappoints.
They definitely deserve that. Who's number 4?
Alabama. And you know what?
Speaking of deserving,
they truly deserve that.
I think they proved everybody wrong. They looked like shit going into that game, and they showed up and put out, as they say. They put it out. They
do. And shout out to all our Alabama homies we met at the downtown bar we went to watch that game the other week.
I didn't remember that either. So that must be a you thing. You met some Alabama?
Yeah,
people?
we went to an Alabama bar downtown.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago.
Right. Shout out to them. Don't remember any of your names, but if you're watching this podcast somehow. Oh, yep.
Oh, good catch. Good catch.
Ooh. Okay, yeah. Shout out, Bama. Next, Ole Miss. How do we feel?
Ole Miss. Man.
How in depth are we going into this top 12? Are we covering every team?
Yeah, no, not really. I mean, I didn't really watch Ole Miss last week. They need to prove something to me.
Yeah,
I'm not going to hop on that bandwagon right now.
Speaking of proving something, Tennessee. This is a game we are covering this week. Speaking of proving something,
brother,
I think they need to prove something this week.
This is a test.
This is a test.
Is it a test though? That kind of. It's an easy test.
It is an easy test. They are playing OU, guys. This is a game we will cover more in depth later in this episode. However, Tennessee has looked insane, incredible. What word do you want to use to describe
Nothing
them?
less of breathtaking on offense, at least.
Breathtaking and defense. Number 2 ranked defense so far.
Number 2 ranked? Is it because they play shitters, though?
I think both of those stats might be.
Might be a little buff.
We'll get into the stats later, guys, but Tennessee is looking impressive for a number 6 team.
Number 7, we got Missouri. Brady Cook.
Enough said.
Yeah, it was a good game. Who they play this last weekend? Was it Boston College?
Yeah.
That was a good game.
We covered that game.
That was a good game. I thought it was going to be.
Do you remember what you called?
I called either a Missouri blowout or a Boston College narrow win.
Wow, that's a wide range.
And I was wrong. It was a very close win for Missouri.
Yeah.
1 score game. Brady Cook looked okay. I didn't watch that whole game, but
I think they're
Boston
well
College
ranked.
was leading.
I think they could go anywhere from 4 to 8 is where I'd expect them.
I will say I'm not quite as high on Missouri as I was last week.
Yeah, I remember you really liked them for the last 2 weeks.
Dude, they were my dark horse. Like if it's not Texas winning it, I was hoping they
Shout out to Katy Perry, guys. Shout out to Katy Perry, dark horse. Missouri. Let's hear it. No, dark horse.
You're
Do you
my
know?
dark horse. I ride you like a dark
Guys,
horse.
stop. No, okay. That is not appropriate for a children's podcast.
Oh yeah, my bad. Fuck them kids.
All right.
Who we got at number 8? Yeah.
Huh? Wow. It's crazy that we're only on number 8 right now. We've been talking about this for like 10 minutes.
That's normal. It's top 12, man. It's top 12.
Okay. Number 8, we have Miami going into this week. I have them dropping this week just because of other games that we will cover later. But
yeah, Miami's not playing shit this weekend, I don't think.
Have they played shit? I don't know what their schedule looks like.
Florida's their strongest competition this year, and you know how that's going for them.
Florida State?
Florida is their strongest.
Florida, okay.
Florida's what, 1-2 right now?
Yeah, that sounds really good to me.
Definitely not in that top 25.
Let's keep moving down the list.
All right. Oregon, number 9. I don't think Oregon's playing anyone. They beat Oregon State, a rivalry game. You can kind of give them credit for that.
Can you? I mean, really, Oregon is in the same boat as Ohio State to me. Constantly ranked high, unable to prove themselves because of their conference.
I agree. And Dylan Gabriel has not been consistent enough for me this season to be like, oh, Oregon, great team.
I mean, Oregon and Ohio State are both like, let's see teams for me.
Yeah.
Let's see when they get to their good matchups and
good matchups at the very fucking end of the season.
Yeah, they won't be able to prove themselves to them. So for now, we'll see. I guess 9. I don't know.
Speaking of a let's see wishy-washy team, Penn State.
I don't even know if this is a let's see because didn't they almost lose to Bowling Green?
They
a few
did.
Weeks ago?
And like the only big game they have till the end of the season is like what, Michigan and Ohio State.
Yeah,
they might lose both those games. They might be out. Like there's no.
I mean, those are the 3 teams in that conference.
Yeah.
So Penn State. We almost covered the Bowling Green versus A&M game this week. We were talking about doing that one. It's supposed to be a close game.
This upcoming week. Yeah.
Yeah, for this podcast.
Yeah.
We ended up not. Who do you think you would take in that game? Just
Bowling Green and A&M?
Yeah. I think it's a 3.5
Bowling Green
spread.
almost beat Penn State.
Yeah, almost.
I think Bowling is it at Bowling Green?
I don't know where it's at actually.
If it's at Bowling Green, I got Bowling Green.
Really?
If it's at A&M, I got Bowling Green.
I can't call A&M for this game, so I'll go Bowling Green as well. We'll see on that, guys. Maybe we'll reconvene on that a week from now and just for shits and gigs.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll catch up with that game. After Penn State, we got USC at number 11. I think they're taking on Michigan this week. We're going to cover that later in the podcast.
This is a game we're covering, and I do have them moving. I will tell you that. I feel like you would call that lose or win. They're going to move. So you'll see a little more on that later. And Utah at number 12. This is the last team on our list. Another game we're covering this week. I have them moving from 12 as well. You?
I do have Utah moving after this week.
Okay.
Up or down? Who knows? We'll find out.
Soon to be decided.
All righty.
So are we done covering last week's games? Are we done talking about Arch Manning?
Oh, no. We gotta go into depth a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Big result last weekend. Granted, they played UTSA, but Archie baby. Tell me that's not a starting quarterback look.
It's not.
It's
well, okay. He definitely looks like
shut your fucking
He
mouth.
definitely looks like he could be a starting quarterback. I still got Ewers over him, but holy shit, guys. Could you imagine a Manning running 22 miles per hour? 22 miles per hour.
And putting him on skates? Like, that was crazy.
Dude, he runs faster than I drive in my parking garage.
Speak for yourself, buddy.
Oh, you're crazy.
Yeah. I'm taking out women and children in the parking garage.
Oh, you're fucking crazy. 22 miles per hour, guy.
Look at this big arm.
Didn't Usain
Look
Bolt...
how I could fucking yank that steering wheel.
Do not put the camera on him. That's fucking disgusting. Didn't Usain Bolt's top speed is 27, right?
27 to 30, somewhere around there.
Yeah, that's a wide range. But
yeah,
I mean, Arch is right there.
Arch is right there. He's not there, but he's
right there. Manning. Fun fact, guys. Arch Manning, 67-yard running touchdown is the largest running touchdown that a UT quarterback has had since Vince Young. And he had
that is crazy.
His
Arch Manning,
third play
camera on me knows fraud too. Arch Manning, Vince Young, right here, neck and neck.
I mean, the stats say
The stats don't lie.
it was his third play of the game. I think his first play of the game was a fucking touchdown.
His first 2 plays of the game were a fucking touchdown almost, I think.
First 3 were.
First 3, right? Yeah.
Well, like 1, skipped the second and third.
Yeah.
Anyways, Arch Manning is looking great. As a QB2, can you get any better? He had one of the most impressive QB2 backup quarterback performances I've ever seen.
I agree with you there. And I know you're shitting all over me for suggesting that number 1 slot for QB. I agree with you. Quinn has the experience. But like I said last podcast, Quinn makes crazy fucking decisions sometimes. And I'm not even going to talk about that shitter he threw to UTSA. Who was he throwing to? Quinn, who the fuck were you throwing to?
I feel like anybody who watched that game knows exactly what we're talking about. Too.
Yes.
Like just he wasn't even under that much pressure. He just threw it to UTSA.
Yeah, he popped his in.
It was crazy. I think Quinn is a lot more consistent than Arch.
He is. I agree.
Arch made like a few shaky passes in a row, but every once in a while, Ewers will throw that mind-boggling "what the fuck just happened" pass.
No, Ewers throws a complete fucking stinker sometimes. It's out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. He's been playing great, and then just all of a sudden. Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, Arch, I don't think he'd do that. I think it'd be like a normal pass that he fucks up. Like a difficult pass, he fucks up sometimes. We saw it. He did, 3 in a row?
Yeah.
The other night?
There was a few drives where it just sucked.
But
he's talented. He's undeniably talented.
Think about it, though. You saw it in his eyes. He has that charisma.
His what?
He has that charisma.
ChaRIZZma?
Yeah, charisma.
Can we get like a slow-mo of him saying charisma wrong?
He has that charisma.
That charisma. He has that charisma.
He has that.
Charisma. ChaRIZZma, guys. Yeah. He has the charisma. That's a patented word, trademarked word. Nobody else can say it. ChaRIZZma. Yeah, I think a lot of people have said this reacting to that game. I think everybody agrees Arch is the more talented quarterback, but he still has some shit to learn to get, to QB1 at Texas.
Now, Quinn stays hurt. He doesn't play next weekend.
I don't think he stays hurt. I think that was...
Let's say he doesn't play next weekend.
I think it was conservative to pull him out. He had a strained abdomen.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I've never heard of somebody going out for that. No. I think... Go ahead. Say what? He stays out.
Say he stays out next weekend. You want him to come back after 2-3 weeks to face OU?
Yes.
Out of the blue.
I would rather have a seasoned senior quarterback that has proven himself. He looks better this year than he ever has, minus a few plays. I would rather have that consistency versus the big rivalry.
You wouldn't want a mobile Manning with charisma?
I would love a Manning with charisma if Ewers can't handle it.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that, but you know what?
We're talking a lot about this.
No, we are, because it's the biggest news in college football. Like, Arch fucking killed it.
Yeah, he did.
What did he have? Over 200 yards and 5 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns for a second string QB coming in his first fucking game.
It was undeniably impressive against a shitbag UTSA. Sorry, but true. But I mean, even against the shitbag, it was impressive, I think.
I agree. I got to give it to you. You know what else is impressive? Kentucky.
I was just about to pivot to that.
Kentucky holding that Georgia team to less than 20 points.
Yeah, and I would say this is a kind of a surprise, except as we alluded to earlier, Kentucky is the ranked number 10 defense over the likes of Texas and Michigan, some of the great defenses we've seen. So is it surprising? I think so. The number 1 ranked team, everybody thought they were really good, but out of anybody who would hold them to that, it would be Kentucky, I guess.
Man, we did not predict that last weekend, though. We thought Georgia was going to steamroll them.
If I would have thought that would be a 1-point game, we would have definitely talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Nobody saw that coming.
It's like Georgia need a great second string QB with ChaRIZZma. Like,
If you say that one more time. Crazy. Yeah. I wish I had paid more attention to that game because I could talk
why
about
didn't
it.
you pay attention to that game?
I was busy, I guess. I don't know. How do you say it?
You were scoring tutties, just like Arch was.
I was scoring my own tutties that night, as they say.
Oh yeah, you were, sir.
But how about you tell me what happened a little more in depth? Because I would love to know.
Yeah, no, it was a relatively, dare I say, I don't say boring, because when you see the number one team get held
That's
every
crazy
drive,
to say.
it's
Yeah.
crazy.
They just straight up. Okay.
My bad.
Did they just straight up get held? Like, did they make mistakes? I don't know.
No. Kentucky was like
They were just
legit
on their shit.
holding them.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very impressive
That's
defensive
extremely
performance.
impressive. Wow.
Yeah, Kentucky doesn't have an offense.
So does that make Kentucky look good or does it make Georgia look bad?
I was just about to ask you that question.
Well, I didn't watch. So
What were you doing, Yak?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Maybe a little
Hey,
bit of both.
everybody watching, comment in the comments. Next video, should we reveal what Yak was doing that night? Or should we leave it up to a mystery?
Yeah, let us know. If we get 500 likes on a comment saying that I should reveal it, I will.
Bro, we get 50 views. There's no way we're going to get that.
Is that impressive? You heard it here. 500 likes on a comment, I will reveal a deep dark secret. So
TikTok, we need your help. My co-host
TikTok
is hiding a deep dark secret from me, and it's going to take at least 500 likes for him to tell me.
Yep. All right.
It's not a lot to ask. 500 likes. That's all I need.
So we're calling like a mix. Like Georgia didn't look as good as they were supposed to, and
This fucking guy.
Kentucky's defense looked great. Is that what we're saying?
No, yeah.
Kentucky number one defense.
Number
Maybe.
one defense?
They just held the number one team to less than 20 points.
I'd say number one defense if they held them to less than 10 and they won the game.
Holding them to less than that's a fucking crazy feat. All right, next game, Alabama.
Oh,
How'd they look?
Alabama looked fucking great.
We said they had to clean up the penalties and they had all the other tools, and that's exactly what it fucking looks like.
Jalen Milroe?
Yeah, dude, that kid can run.
He fucking killed it this weekend.
Yeah, he looks impressive on both sides of the ball. I mean, both
dare I
sides
say,
meaning run and pass.
No, it'd be a sin to say Lamar Jackson-esque.
I could see it. I could see it. I think Lamar is better at making those big run plays, but Jalen definitely has some of that, and I think Jalen's a little more accurate too.
I agree with that. I think Jalen is more accurate than Lamar.
But definitely similar kind of, you build your offense similar around these two quarterbacks, maybe. Who knows? I really don't know anything about that. Yeah, I think we said Alabama needed to prove themselves. They were ranked number 4.
We did say
they
that.
They did not look like a number 4 ranked team the previous weeks, and I think they did do that. I think it's fair to have them where they're at now.
I agree. I think they're a strong top 5 team. And I can't remember if Alabama has a bye week this week. I know Georgia has a bye week this week.
They both do.
They both have a bye week.
It's actually a very empty week for the top 12. There's 3 teams with a bye week.
Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Coming off that bye week, we're going to cover it. Georgia, Alabama. That's going to be a fucking great game. Who do you have in that game?
Georgia, Alabama? I mean, we're coming off of the Kentucky game. How could I go for Alabama? Or how could I go for Georgia? Sorry. I don't know.
That's a great point.
Yeah. I think we need to cover that game next week, and maybe we don't have any spoilers right now.
I agree.
In-depth analysis coming to you guys next weekend.
All right.
All right. OU?
We're
covering them this week.
Man.
Again, this might be the 3rd time covering them.
Listen, we give this team shit a lot.
Yeah. We do. It's deservedly.
They're a bunch of assholes.
They fucking suck.
But
no matter what time of the day.
They finished strong last weekend.
They did.
I was
so
expecting
I
Tulane
kind
to
of
win.
had them getting shit on by Tulane because Tulane looked better on paper every way. I think I said that word for word last week. Tulane looked better on offense. I think OU had a 15% third down conversion rate.
Terrible.
Yeah, and it's
Terrible.
It's doubled now just from this game. So they showed up on offense. Tulane really didn't get much on offense either, especially the first half. So OU showed up there. I think OU proved their rank last week against a tough Tulane team, although they're unranked. Tulane.
Let's be real though. Tulane, like a Group of 5 school, their schedule was crazy this year.
Yeah, this is their second close defeat on a ranked team.
Yeah.
A highly ranked, like not even 24-20, like they're in the
top 15.
Yeah, top 15 team. They're losing by
both teams they played were
less
top
than a
15.
touchdown. I think Tulane is a little better than their record says, or what however you want to say it.
I agree. No, that's exactly what I was hinting at. Like their record right now does not reflect how good that team is, and I think they're going to dominate that Group of 5.
You know, they're the third or fourth pick for the what is it called? Famous 5, Force 5,
Group of 5,
Group of 5,
Group of 5 to get into the playoff.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I think it's because of the record right now. Like how can you pick them to win it?
Hopefully, they have more conference games that put them up there. I
don't
like
know,
Tulane.
but thinking about it, Tulane versus Boise State. Do you think Tulane beats Boise State?
I think Tulane beats them.
Ashton Genty, though.
They've showed up. Ashton Genty, yeah.
You shut him down, Boise State's done.
Yeah, that's all they have is that fucking midget that can run and bounce off I'm surprised I didn't even know his name. That's because of this podcast, guys.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Credit us.
Otherwise. All right, Kansas State. This is another game we talked about last week.
This was a big one.
I think we both called this right. Kansas State defense would lock them down.
I had it a little bit closer. I had 31-28, I think is what I said.
Yeah.
Kansas did score 31.
Yep. I think I had them 31 as well, but less for what's their face?
You're a motherfucker.
I did, right?
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Kansas State did exactly what they should have. They shut them down.
Yeah. Kansas State, man, we were kind of questioning Kansas State after that Tulane near loss or near win. No, wait.
Again, Tulane is a good team, though.
Exactly. Tulane,
as we've been saying.
I think Tulane had a better chance. Like Kansas State, Oklahoma. Who do you think is a better team?
We will see this game at some point this season.
Yeah.
So, who would I call now? I think this is a big week for OU. I really want to see how they do against Tennessee. It's hard to call otherwise.
Bro, this is a crazy game for OU.
So, I mean, as how I see it right now, they still almost lost to Tulane. Kansas State beat Tulane. I got to take Kansas State, I guess.
Kansas State almost lost to Tulane. They won both the last second touchdown.
They both kind of almost lost it.
Yeah.
OU had a better score against Tulane, but it was a close game. They won in the last half.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd still take Kansas State. But I do know one thing, and we can cut right here. I got to take a piss.
All righty. Well, we'll be right back with our co-host, Yak. He's currently going to take a piss. He's leaking. While he's gone, how are y'all doing, fam? You know what day it is today for us? Keep in mind, me and my co-host, we have full-time jobs, right? And when I say full-time, I don't mean 8 hours a day. I mean 12 hours a day, full-time job. We're here on a Monday night putting together this podcast for all 20 of you guys. Nosferatu, how am I looking? Huge? Got the biggest arms in North Texas.
Yak's back.
Hashtag Yak is back.
Hey, let's get this hashtag viral.
Yak is back.
Yak's back.
All right. Moving in to our highlighted matchups and game predictions for this week. We got a lot of good ones this weekend. Oh my god.
Who we coming first?
I mean, the big one.
You want to do the big one first?
All right. Let's start with TCU SMU.
Okay, the smallest one.
Sorry, guys. We have fans approaching the bench. It's tough. We're celebrities on this part.
It's really annoying, guys. You need to settle down, okay? If you see us in public, do not talk to us.
Hey, can you not? No, we're filming a podcast.
Guys,
stop.
Hey, can you see we're filming?
Stop. Oh my god. Yes.
We'll sign your fucking autograph after.
They are the biggest arms in North Texas.
Nobody said that. He's actually just talking to nobody. All right. TCU, SMU. What do we got?
Well, we got the battle for the iron skillet.
Is that what they call it?
That's what they call it.
Like a cast iron?
Yeah, it's all them.
You guys, fun fact: cast iron skillet is the best skillet to cook a steak in.
That's true.
And that is a perfect representation of the game we're about to see this week. Christian, tell them why.
Yak knows his shit. But it's a bunch of Highland Park residents going to their local colleges on daddy's money.
Highland Park is a very wealthy suburb of Dallas, guys.
Oh, everyone knows.
If you don't know
that place.
Everybody does in Texas, but we have listeners all over the country.
Oh, yeah.
So,
all 20 of them.
Yeah. So we got to clarify.
Yeah. No, but they're playing at Gerald Ford Stadium at SMU. SMU has the home advantage this week. But
I do. Do you know what I wrote for this game?
What'd you write for this game?
On my notes, I say kicker is their best player. That's what I wrote for SMU.
Oh my God. Who did SMU play last week? BYU.
Yeah, BYU.
All of their points came from their kicker.
5 for 5.
They were in the red zone.
The field goal.
SMU was in the red zone at least 5 times.
No. They were in the red zone like 8 times.
They did not convert a single time.
No.
A single time.
No touchdowns for SMU. All field goals, and 5 of them, and their kicker fucking sank that shit.
Their kicker's fucking great.
Kicker is the MVP of that team.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. SMU has no red zone offense, guys. They have a great pass offense on paper, but
here,
and physicality in the physical realm.
Here, I have a little spoiler for you guys here.
In the red zone.
My keys to winning for SMU.
What you got?
All 3 of them convert in the red zone. What the fuck are you guys doing? How are you in the red zone against BYU at least 5 times and not getting a touchdown 1 time? You're going to let those Mormons fucking run all over you guys? What the fuck are you doing? I'm ashamed that you're in my town. I'm ashamed that you're in my city.
Wow, that is harsh criticism.
It is harsh. But how is your kicker getting your only points? And you expect to play TCU with that fabulous fucking offense they got.
What do we think about TCU, though?
TCU?
Yeah.
Great offense.
They do have a strong pass offense. I think
shitty pass defense. But is that going to matter with SMU?
It doesn't seem like it, really.
It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, I have similar. This is a close game. What's the spread for this?
It's a 1.5 spread. 1.5.
Yeah, I don't see that at all watching these teams play.
I think TCU demolishes these SMU.
Right? What the fuck are you doing, Nosferatu?
Oh, Patrick's on Facebook. What's up, Patrick?
What's up, Patrick? All right, guys.
Yeah, I think TCU demolishes SMU. There's no chance.
I mean, the question here is, does TCU have a better defense than BYU? And I think you can actually confirm that they are better.
I think they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, TCU's only loss this year is against UCF, who normally finishes undefeated in their tiny little shit conference.
Yeah. So we're both taking TCU.
TCU for sure.
If we were to say that BYU were to win, what would be the keys to that? What do they got to do
or
to get a win? BYU or SMU? Sorry, SMU. How do they win if they're gonna?
Okay, so I mean, SMU currently has a QB dilemma. They're starting Kevin Jennings this week. Can Kevin Jennings take this team and lead them to touchdowns. Like that's the bottom line. We have to have a QB that leads SMU to touchdowns.
No more field goals.
No more field goals.
Maybe
Last week we
one
saw
or
the
two
field
more
goals. We got to get our tight end, or they got to get their tight end, RJ Maryland, in the game. He's been non-existent. He's arguably their best player. He wasn't able to play last weekend.
What's their kicker's name?
Their kicker? I don't know. We should know his name.
Can we? Nosferatu. Can we get a kicker name on the screen right here? Thanks. All right, guys. This kicker is going to the NFL. I'm calling it now.
Yes, sir.
Next MVP.
But
for the NFL.
Let's not get too high on TCU though. They blew a fucking
I'm high as fuck.
They blew a lead last weekend.
Yeah?
Yeah. They had a
they have?
They had a 30-13 lead over UCF. First half, great. Hoover throwing great plays. Their passing offense, insane.
Mm-hmm.
Second half, it's like their defense went to fucking sleep.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see that one either.
Yeah, no, it was a rough game for TCU.
Okay.
Like, if I were Sonny Dykes, I'd be slapping cheeks in the locker room. I'd be like, "What the fuck you doing?"
Just like that, guys. That's how you slap them.
My name is Sonny Dykes.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I have rely on your defense, kick the ball, SMU. I can they even trust their offense?
Get the ball to your kicker, SMU. Get the ball to your kicker.
I, honestly, they're at the point now that I don't even think they should try.
It's not going to be a close game, I think.
Just keep kicking it, and hopefully your defense can shut down TCU. We'll fucking see, I guess. What are we covering next?
All right. Next game we got on the list. Utah versus Oklahoma State.
Is that where we're going next?
Let's go there next. We got to get a good one after that.
Utah versus OK State. This is one of my favorite matchups this weekend.
Ooh.
Do you want to go or me?
Oh, Yak. Lead us into it.
You want me to go? Okay. So, guys, this is what I have. Both of these teams have a crazy powered offense, averaging.
Wait, first off, number 12 versus number 14.
Yeah, 12 versus 14. Let me look at the spread. Utah is favored by only 1 point, so it's basically a pick 'em. Could be either one according to the stat line. Oh, guys, also, we're putting money on this week. So our picks actually matter now. We're not just shooting this for shits and gigs. Anyways, so Utah -1. Both of these teams have high-powered offenses, I think, averaging over 400 yards per game. I think the key difference here is in their defenses. Utah is coming in with a defense ranked 21 in the league, only giving up 4 yards per play, which sounds like a lot, but really isn't. 250 yards per game, while OK State, on the other hand, is ranked number 24, giving up 460 yards per game, almost double.
Ooh.
What do you think about that?
Man, I think these stats might be skewed. Who's Utah played? They played Southern Utah. They played Utah State.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State has gone out of their comfort zone, and they played an SEC team in Arkansas. Now, Arkansas
is unranked.
Arkansas, they're not
ranked.
They're not a ranked team. They're not a top 25 team. But one thing you got to know about Arkansas, they always put up a tough fight.
Yeah. I'll agree with that. OK State has played the tougher team.
Yeah.
Out of the three. But does that justify a double yards given per game on average? On average.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there, Yak.
I don't know. I think both teams have potential. At Utah they have Cam Rising. He was out last week. I don't know if he'll be in this week. I think that's a key point of this game. I think
Is Cam Rising not playing this week?
Well, they haven't announced anything yet. I think that so. Guys, we're filming this on a Monday. Surprisingly, I know. I think if you bet on this game with a -1 Utah today with Cam Rising being questionable, you'd be getting a deal because I think once they announce that he is in, it'll jump. And he was out for some bullshit minor reason. I forget what it was, but
that's a great call, Yak.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that spread is this thin without the starting QB and
right.
And yeah,
he's most likely going back in, but still questionable at this moment.
Yeah, man, that's a good call out. Utah and Oklahoma State. I mean, they have very similar results.
Very similar offenses
between
for
the two
sure.
teams, yeah.
It's their deep. This is going to be a defensive game when it comes down to it. Who can stop who? And I think Utah seems like the team who can stop OK State a few times. Well, I don't think the reverse is true at all.
I'm gonna have to agree with you there. I have Utah winning this game
by 1 point. 1 point is the spread.
1 point.
It's a pick 'em. I mean, you can't win by any less than 1 point. I don't think. Statisticians. What?
I think this game is going to go very. I think this game is going to go very similar to how the Oklahoma State Arkansas game went. I don't think we're going to go into overtime.
Double overtime.
I don't think we're going to go into double overtime. I think Utah is going to win it in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter. I think Cam Rising is going to show up. I think he's going to drive Utah to a win late in the game. It's going to be a one-score game.
One-score game. Okay.
One-score game. I don't know point-wise. It's going to be a one-score game. Utah is going to be Oklahoma State.
Okay. What exactly? What do you just give a ballpark answer? I guess score-wise.
I'm gonna go 38 to 34.
38-34. Okay. So they're scoring a touchdown in the last few seconds.
Yes, sir.
All right. I'll go 28. 28-24.
That's a realistic score. I can see that. All right, moving forward.
28-24 Utah. Utah's taking this one. Who are you saying?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Utah.
Yeah. Did he say that?
I did say Utah is going to win. I don't know. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
All right, moving forward.
He's his mind now.
Oh, who we got next? We got another huge game.
Who do we have?
Top 25 matchup, USC and Michigan.
Okay, we're doing that one. All right. Scroll. Let me scroll. Oh, yeah. This is a good one.
Yak, where are they playing?
Mr. Moose, they are playing at the Big House.
Big House. Ann Arbor, Michigan.
How many times does Michigan lose twice in a row at their own place?
Dude, they had the longest streak for home wins in college football.
Recently, right?
Yeah. I don't think they're going to pull a Tony Ferguson.
Hey, no Sparatu, can we get a statistic on how many times in history Michigan has lost twice in a row at their own place? Right here.
I don't think they've ever lost twice in a row at their own place.
I would be talking out of my ass if I said yes, but I think yes.
Yeah.
They have not.
We'll confirm that. Maybe. We might not.
Yeah, we could not. But I think this is something you guys, assigned homework maybe? You guys tell us, how many times has Michigan lost twice in a row at the Big House? I don't know. I'm very curious.
But yeah, this USC team, Yak, this USC team has been impressing me. They didn't have a game last week. They're coming off bye week.
USC.
We have for them. We have a well-rested USC team with a Miller Moss that has been proving himself this season.
Yeah.
Just some stats off the top of my head on this notepad.
The top of your head on this notepad. Yes.
Miller Moss has thrown for over 600 yards and 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns? That's actually not that great. 600 yards, though, is pretty good.
600 yards and 2 touchdowns.
600 yards with the bye week. So they haven't played as much as any other team.
No, that's impressive.
And that's with LSU on their schedule.
Yeah. I'll take that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get touchdowns multiple ways, but 600 yards is hard to come by.
Yeah. This game versus Michigan, man, the air attack is going to be key for USC. And we know Lincoln Riley loves that aerial threat. So the key here, USC has to come out fast. They have to come out strong. And they have to get ahead early against Michigan. And we saw with Michigan, they struggled to defend the pass against Texas. They struggled to defend against Fresno State. USC, I would argue, is in that same caliber of air prowess as Texas.
Yeah. Here's what I got for this game. So who are you going for, actually?
I mean, if Michigan can hold the aerial attack, I think Michigan can overpower them with the run game.
Yeah.
But
Do you think they will?
I don't think they will. I think
No.
USC is going to overwhelm them on those outside
He's
matchups.
taking USC. Okay, what's the spread on this? USC minus 5.5 points is what I got.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I don't think that's a bad take. The big thing I saw here was you have the number 55 defense in Michigan playing against the number 56 defense in USC. So it comes down to the strength of the offenses. Michigan is a strong run offense. They have much more impressive rushing stats than passing stats, while USC is much more balanced. And on the reverse side, USC has a bad pass defense, but a pretty solid run defense.
I'd agree with that.
So I think it's a great defensive matchup for USC. I think they have the ability to stop Michigan. I don't think Michigan can really take advantage of the poor pass defense that USC has.
I agree with that. And I feel like the story of USC and Lincoln Riley teams in general is they've always had a strong offense, but their defense has been lackluster every year. And I feel like this year is the year that like Lincoln Riley and his team have really turned it around.
Yeah.
They're winning at the line of scrimmage now, something I feel like they haven't done in the past. And granted,
You forget though that Lincoln Riley is a confirmed pedophile.
yak.
Sorry, this is the second time. Yeah, no, he's not a. Well, he could be a pedophile.
You never
Nobody
know.
knows.
But they have been winning at the line of scrimmage this year, something that they haven't done in the past. And I feel like, granted, Michigan is a tough team to win at the line of scrimmage against, but they haven't really been that same Michigan we've seen in the past. And I feel like this is the opportunity for USC to prove that they are an elite team. If they can beat Michigan at the line of scrimmage and hit that passing offense that they hit on a normal basis, man, this USC team is going to be scary this season.
I have one more stat that I want to point out here. Michigan. So as I said earlier, USC has, out of their defense, their pass defense is worse than their rush defense. Michigan last week threw 3 interceptions versus Arkansas State. 6 for the season. They're averaging 2 interceptions per game.
That is rough. Actually, there are talks. Davis Warren.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Davis Warren. No, not R.I.P. But
did he die?
No. But Michigan is actually
guys,
no.
Please comment below if you think he's dead. Thank you.
Michigan, right. I think this week during playing USC, they're going to start Orgy over Warren.
Oh, really?
I think it's confirmed they're going to start Orgy over Warren, which I agree with. Warren is 200. He's not good enough.
Yeah.
Let's just say how it is. He's
and
not
facts
good
are
enough.
facts. Everybody's a fan of a good orgy.
Yeah. Comment your favorite orgy, what year, and what gender,
and how old. Average age.
Average age. Yeah.
It's normally an older crowd. Okay.
But Michigan, I mean, I just want to say one more stat.
Okay.
We have do you have USC winning this game?
I do have USC winning this game, yeah.
I also have USC winning in this game. And if you don't have USC winning this game, listen to this statistic. Fresno State put over 200 yards on Michigan passing. Texas put over 260 yards on Michigan passing. USC, they are a passing threat offense. Do you really think they're not going to put up those similar numbers against Michigan? Do you think Michigan is going to have the offensive prowess to keep up with that sort of barrage? I don't think so.
Barrage is the strongest spell in the popular MMO RPG RuneScape.
Yak, you're a RuneScape guy?
I love RuneScape.
Dang.
Add me on RuneScape, guys. LI1 space Yak. All right. Yeah, I agree with you. They're gonna ice barrage the shit out of them.
right.
RuneScape reference. All right.
Let's-
No, I had something else to say. I think
What'd you have to say, Yak?
I can't remember. I don't know. Maybe I just agree. Oh no, I do remember. Yeah, the spread is -5.5 USC. Are we taking that? Do we think USC is going to win by 6?
I think USC wins by 2 scores.
2 scores.
2 scores. Yep.
Holy shit! I have it closer than that. I have it definitely 1 score. I just don't know if I want to do it by a field goal or a touchdown.
Touchdown for sure.
I guess I'll go with you. We'll both take USC winning over 5.5 points.
Yeah. All right. You want to move to the next one? How do you feel about Illinois and Nebraska?
Illinois and Nebraska.
Lebronska. Before we get into this one, I need to take a piss.
Okay. I guess I'll talk about correct method for training in the nightmare zone on RuneScape. So, guys, this is what you're going to want to do. If you're a low level, below 85 to 90 hit points, I would say, you're going to want to go full obsidian. You want the obsidian body, legs, helmet, throw in the cape, and the obsidian sword. And you are going to go to Nightmare Zone. These are the bosses you want to fight against. This is going for this is going for XP, not points, to clarify. The bosses you want Sand Snake, you want King Roald from What Lies Below. Sand Snake is from some other one. You want me, you want the Tree Spirit, and you want Khazard Warlord. And you're basically going to use absorption potions and a rock cake from Recipe for Disaster quest line. Recipe, your rock cake down to 1 HP, sip a shit ton of absorption potions, and then just fucking check in every 5 minutes, sip your absorption potion again. Oh no, your overload potion. Did I forget the overload potions? Sip your overload potion every 5 minutes. Once you get down to 100 points left on your absorption potion counter, you'll sip another 4 doses of that, bump you back up to 300. And you should be good for 6-hour log this way. I normally average about 70k XP at 80 strength. So you'll be hitting up those levels very soon. Anyways, back to the sports.
All right. Illinois and Nebraska. Illinois.
What if we get a massive following of RuneScape fans from that? Could you imagine?
Plus 20 followers. All right. We're at the beginning, right? Illinois, Nebraska. Listen, we'll be honest. We're not big Illinois fans, but they broke into the top 25.
I was just talking about this earlier. I don't know anything about Illinois. I don't know if I've ever watched an Illinois game before.
I don't know if an Illinois resident has watched an Illinois game.
Is Illinois even a real place?
I don't think so. Where are they at? Oh,
I know their capital.
Chicago, Illinois.
Oh yeah, they have Chicago.
Yeah. That's it, right?
Well, their capital is Des Moines.
Iowa.
Springfield. The capital is Springfield.
Springfield, Illinois.
Springfield.
Home of the Simpsons.
Like the Simpsons. Yeah, exactly.
All right. So
What's
Illinois are playing Nebraska.
Yep.
I'll say I haven't heard shit about Illinois, but I do know about Nebraska. Nebraska are 8.5 point favorites this game. Dylan Raiola. Come on, guys. You haven't heard about Dylan Raiola? You haven't heard about that Cornhusker quarterback? He's the wannabe Patrick Mahomes. But let's not give him too much shit. The guy can play. The guy can really play. Dylan Raiola has been impressing me this season. He played Colorado.
Give me a stat that impresses you, please.
Last game versus versus Northern Iowa. He threw for 247 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Dog shit.
And you know what? That may not be as impressive as some of our top quarterbacks, but
what?
Nebraska is a balanced team. They can attack you on the ground and they can attack you in the air. And when you have a team that can put you on skates, you never know what they're going to throw at you. I think that's a good spot to be in. I think Dylan Raiola is a QB that has the composure to lead this team to a victory versus Illinois.
Yeah. I think this is another defensive matchup. Normally we don't focus on defense, but this week it seems like there's a lot of defense involved in these decisions. You have
You love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You have Nebraska holding people to 8.5 points per game on average in 2 games. I guess they had a bye week 1 week. Yeah.
Well, against FBS opponents.
Oh,
So they played one shitter.
okay. They played a shitter. The rest they held to 8.5 games or whatever points per game. On the flip side, you have Mr. Illinois beating a ranked team.
I would argue Illinois has the better win.
They definitely have the better win.
Yeah.
Beating a 19-ranked Kansas. And I'll say in that game, they held Kansas to 140 passing yards, and they got 3 interceptions. And we specifically went back and watched this game to see what those interceptions looked like. I don't think they were great passes, but the defense was there. They were in the right spot at the right time, and you can't fault them for that.
This Illinois team has had 6 total interceptions across 3 games.
Yep,
it's a great showing.
It's a great pass defense.
But facts are facts. I think Luke Altmaier, the Illinois QB, he's thrown. He's thrown 6 interceptions.
Yeah,
I think I mixed that stat up. Luke Altmaier's thrown 6 interceptions across 3 games.
Yeah.
If they want a chance at beating Nebraska this week, Luke has to clean up that passing game. He has the talent. He can move out of the pocket. He can make passes, but there are some dicey plays that he makes, and I think he's going to have to be on point and not give up turnovers against this Nebraska team if they want to beat them. Because Dylan Raiola, man, that guy's going to be composed.
I think if Illinois was to win, it'd be a very tough game. Nebraska is 8.5 point favorites in this one. Who do you got, and by what?
I have Nebraska winning this game. I have them winning by 9 points. No, I mean 10 points. My bad, 10 points. A touchdown and a field goal.
Okay. I'm going to take Nebraska, but I don't think they're going to win by 9 points.
Really?
Yeah.
You think it's going to be a closer game?
I think so. My keys to winning for Illinois, which is the keys to just keeping it close in general, they need to continue to show up on defense like they showed us against Kansas, and they need to continue making those key interceptions, forcing those turnovers. I think they can do that against this Nebraska team, and I think Nebraska will probably win by within 3 points.
3-point spread on this one, yeah.
I'm calling Nebraska within 3 points. Yeah.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. I bet you Illinois fans will be happy about that one.
Well, they'd be even happier if they win.
A lot of odds makers have Illinois winning this game.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I could also see that. Yeah, Nebraska is one of those teams. I don't think they have too impressive of a win. Like they're ranked. What are they ranked?
Nebraska is currently 22.
Yeah, 22. I don't know. They're not a super proven team. They don't impress me much. If anything, Illinois has a great win against Kansas.
Good catch. I can see that. Yeah.
Should we go to something else?
Top 12 teams moving out of this weekend. So let's go over the top 12 teams currently moving into this weekend. We got Texas at 1, Georgia at 2.
Wait. What?
Top 12 teams moving past this weekend. So
we still have 2 more games to cover.
Who?
We still got Tennessee versus OU.
We already covered Tennessee over you.
No, we did not.
Oh, we haven't?
No.
All right. Well, we'll cut that out.
All
righty.
I think we have more than that.
No, we've covered Michigan, USC, Utah, Oklahoma State, Illinois, Nebraska, TCU, SMU. Hannah, what are we at right now in time?
Holy shit. All right, let's do this shit. All right, last game. Start now.
Tennessee and Oklahoma, our featured game of the week.
I
This
can't wait
is a
for this one.
crazy game, especially after Oklahoma kind of proved to us that they can come in clutch, beat Tulane in the last quarter of the game.
Yeah.
Tennessee, they've been mollywopping their competition, but they're generally untested. They haven't played a great team.
I think that's why I like this game so much. Is we've been bashing on OU deservedly. They fucking suck, as you always does. But they did prove themselves to us a little bit last week, as you said.
Tulane's no slouch.
Tennessee has fucking destroyed every team they've played. On paper, they are the number 2 ranked defense. 3 yards per play. That's insane. 160 yards per game giving up on defense. That is also an insane statistic. And then on offense, they're averaging over 600 yards per game.
Not only that,
That's on average.
they have an over 50%, 56% third down conversion rate.
on average.
That is insane.
This team's stats are fucking crazy. So you have a Tennessee team who's hasn't played anybody but are putting up an absolutely crazy numbers, and then you have an OU team who's putting up pretty fucking shitty numbers but just are coming off of a big win against Tulane. Who you got?
Oh man! Before I get into who I have, we say Tennessee hasn't beaten anyone. Tennessee has beaten a ranked team.
Kent State?
They beat North Carolina State, who was ranked number 24 at the time of they
That
played.
doesn't even count.
But they beat them 51-10, a top 25 team. We can't take that away from them. They were ranked top 25. They beat them 51-10. Granted, they had a slow start, but
I mean, it doesn't even matter. 51-10. I mean, that's an ass whooping.
this Tennessee team, if they can prove this weekend against Oklahoma that their offense will not wither against tougher competition, they're going to be a scary team.
Yeah, I have the same thought on my notes. Tennessee is currently ranked number 2 defense. I think I said this earlier.
Number 2 defense, but they have played shitters.
They played shitters, but let's put this to the test. If they hold that stat through this weekend, I don't care win or lose. Even if they win, if they give up a lot of yards, I think that number 2 defense stat is key to their success through the end of the season. Let's see them hold that up.
But
Go ahead.
We haven't mentioned this on this podcast as of yet, but Heisman talks. It's early in the season, but Nico Lamaleva, I might be pronouncing that wrong.
No, I think that's
But
right.
700 yards, 72% completion rate, blowing out the competition. How can we not have Nico Lamaleva as a Heisman contender at this point in the season?
I mean, it's the same reason we're not saying they're automatically winning this game with 600 yards per game on offense. Like, let's all everybody pause right now and think 600 yards per game
Per game?
on
Yeah,
average
per game.
per game
They run 6 football fields per game.
on average across 3 games. Is that not the craziest stat line you've ever heard? That's insane.
That is the craziest stat line I've
I
ever
mean,
heard.
400 yards is impressive. 600.
400 yards for one game is impressive.
600 across 3 games. What the fuck? This team looks incredible. I have them winning this game. You?
I have Rocky Top one in this game too.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. I will sing. We're going to sing Rocky Top on this podcast next week if they win.
Yep.
You down?
I'm down.
Yeah.
I don't. Oklahoma, they were more impressive last week than they had been previous weeks. They didn't do enough. They don't convince me that they can hang with Tennessee. How is Oklahoma going to keep up with that offense? I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't think their defense is there. Yeah, I guess we'll see. This is just one of those games. Tennessee hasn't played anybody. They look extremely impressive on paper, but it's time for them to put that to the test and show us what they can do.
I agree. Tennessee, I'm rooting for y'all. Y'all aren't the real UT. I'll just throw that out there. Y'all
Yeah,
aren't the
that's
real
true.
UT. But
But damn,
we'll be rooting for you versus Oklahoma.
that's right. All right,
All
what
right.
do we got next? What's the agenda?
We're moving in to our prediction for the top 12 leaving this weekend.
Yeah.
So, moving into the weekend, who are our top 12? We'll run through it real fast for you as a refresher. Number 1, we have Texas. Number 2, we have Georgia. 3, Ohio State. 4, Alabama. 5, Ole Miss. 6, Tennessee. 7, Missouri. 8, Miami. 9, Oregon. 10, Penn State. 11, USC. And 12, Utah. Yak, do you think that line is going to change?
Yes, I do. So interesting thing about this week. We have 3 buys on the top 12.
Who's that?
We got Georgia on a bye week. We have Bama on a bye week. And I didn't write down the third one, but it could be. Is it Miami or Oregon? One of those two.
I think
has
it
a
might
bye
be
week.
Miami.
Yeah, I think maybe Miami has a bye week. Anyways, top 12. My first 6 stays relatively the same. I think I have one team moving. My last 6 is completely different. So, number 1, we have Texas. They're playing University of Louisiana Monroe. I would be surprised if they had any trouble with that. Number 1, staying. Georgia 2 stays the same with a bye. Ohio State stays the same at number 3. They're playing some shitter as well. If they get close to losing or lose to that, they might drop.
I could see Alabama jumping in if they're close.
Yeah, Alabama with a bye though. Could you really give them a jump on a bye week?
If Ohio State's close to the shitters they play, yeah.
If they lose, I'd give Alabama that jump. But anyways, Alabama at number 4. Here's where it gets different. I have Tennessee jumping Ole Miss after the win against Oklahoma. I don't think we gave score predictions for this, but I think I have Tennessee kind of blowing out OU.
I think Tennessee's going to blow out OU too.
Well, they'll have to prove it, but if they prove it, I think they're going to blow them out and jump to 5. Ole Miss at number 6. Missouri stays number 7. And then 8 for 12 is going to be really different. I have Utah and USC winning their games this week. I have Utah at number 8. I have USC at number 9, Miami at number 10, Oregon at number 11, and Penn State at number 12.
I'm not going to disagree with that. I think that's a great.
You
top
think
12.
it's a good lineup?
Yeah. Myself personally, the Moose top 12 lineup. I got Texas number 1, Georgia number 2, Ohio State number 3, Alabama number 4. I do have Tennessee moving number 5 as well.
Nice.
I think Tennessee's going to blow the fucking brakes off.
I mean, if they blow them out, they're moving to number 5.
Yeah.
I just don't think they can pass Alabama.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I mean, they beat Oklahoma. I still think they're relatively unproven.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At number 6, I got Missouri.
Okay.
Moving into number 6.
Okay. Yeah.
At number 7, I do have USC moving to number 7.
Holy shit. What are they ranked now?
USC is ranked 11.
Okay.
I think they're going to jump Oregon and Penn State and Miami.
Wow.
Okay. I think USC is going to have a decisive win by 2 scores over Michigan. I think they're going to jump to number 7. I think Miami is going to stay number 8. Oregon's going to stay number 9. Penn State may move. Utah may move into 10. Penn State at 11. And Kansas State may be moving into 12.
Okay. Interesting. There's only one thing left to do.
We got to let the gods decide.
Let's get that fucking dartboard out, people.
Let's do it. Want to do it on that chair right there?
Sure. Yeah.
All right. I can't put the dartboard. I got it.
All right, Texas coming in number 1. Where will they be? 13. Ooh. Texas at number 13. Number 2.
Georgia.
Number 2, Georgia. Where will they be? Number 18.
3 Ohio State.
3, Ohio State. Number 8.
Number 4 is Alabama.
Number 4, Alabama. Holy shit. Number 10.
Man. Number 5, Ole Miss.
Number 5, Ole Miss. Moving to number 1.
Shit. Number 6, Tennessee.
Number 6, Tennessee. 15?
15.
What do we got next?
We got 7, Missouri.
7, Missouri. That's number 12.
12. 8, Miami.
8, Miami. 14.
9, Oregon.
9, Oregon. Number 20.
10, Penn State.
10, Penn State. 17.
11, USC.
11, USC. I actually don't know what happened there.
They look like they're 20.
Okay, we'll rethrow that one.
11, USC with the rethrow.
No fins.
Off the board.
No fins for this one either. All right.
Off the board. USC and Utah are gone.
All right, last one. Who we got?
Utah.
Number 12? Utah?
Utah.
Where they at? Number 20? Do we have that?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Rethrow.
Who we got? Number 20. Boom. Number 16.
Number 16.
No, number 19.
Utah.
19.
Utah.
All right, guys. This has been week 4 of the Yelling at Birds podcast. I am your host, Moo Yak.
And I am Moose.
Moosey. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for next week. Follow our picks. And Moose.
It's going to be a great weekend of college football. We are out.
Family.
Family.
See ya.